Welcome back. It's good to see you. We have the G chord. Here we go. Let's try it. Have you noticed with these open chords, you have to learn an entirely different shape for one chord. So, and if you'll notice also, when we started with an E chord and then moved it to the next set of adjacent strings. And then so we had A minor, so E to A minor. Same thing with the C. We learned a new shape, and you have, well, we had A minor 7, and then we learned a C chord. Great. A minor 7 to C. Great. And then you just move the next set of adjacent strings, and you have F major 7 or F major. Great. Well, then we got to the A chord, which was sort of like a completely different animal, and then the D chord, which seems a little different. Now we have a G chord. This one caused me some problems, and you can imagine me as a youngster, as a guitar student, putting my finger on G and making sure my fingers moved. So, here's the G chord. It's not really related to any of these other chords. In a way it is, but it's just a different animal. So let's just jump on in there and see what we can do with this thing. We're going to start with our second finger. Our second finger goes on the 3rd fret of the low E string. Okay? Our first finger, this one's nice, it's already lined up. Our first finger goes on the 2nd fret of that A string. So we have low E string covered, the A string is covered with the first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, then the D string is open, the G string is open, the B string is open. Here we go. The 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret of the high E string. I used to build this chord 2 different ways. It gave me such a tough time. So I would start from the bottom and then try to get my 3rd finger on that 3rd fret of the high E string. There it is. G chord, it's a pretty chord, it's a nice chord, I love it. Nice full body, nice ramp. And you get to strum all 6 strings. Sometimes when I first learned this, I remember starting with my 3rd finger, getting that little guy situated, and then bringing these 2 over. So instead of working the bottom up, you might find it easier to do the top down. That might help with your hand position. And again, you can wiggle around. See, when I do this, my wrist and my hand is in a certain area, a certain way. And then to bring my 3rd finger on, boy, that's hard for me. But when I first started learning, I found, gee, if I can put that 3rd finger there, and then these 2, my first 2 fingers, 1st and 2nd fingers, go there relatively easy, and that's nice. I like that. That was easier for me. You experiment, wiggle around with it, give it a couple strums. Again, try each individual string, see how it works for you, and I'll see you in the play section. Okay, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you over there. All right.